So in this video, I'm going to induce a measurement model problem, discriminant validity problem, and then show that we have to take a holistic view of measurement model assessment in order to pick up the problem. So what I'm going to do is to induce a discriminant validity problem by moving one indicator that belongs to this latent variable project management. So I removed one indicator from there and I will misplace it as belonging to this latent variable success. So in doing this, I am inducing a measurement model problem. Uh, Arguably, I'm inducing a discriminant validity problem. So this is equivalent to respondents in a questionnaire answering questions that are associated with success, but thinking about project management. So I'll go to save model and close, and in the settings, you can see that we're using a PLS regression, which is a composite-based algorithm. Um, So I'm going to keep this one and go to perform my SEM analysis. And I'm going to go to this option, which is explore additional coefficients and indices because it gives me a lot of them. And I will go to discriminant validity coefficients, extended set. And let's see if there are violations of discriminant validity with respect to success, which now has an extra indicator in project management. So the Fornell-Larker rule would say that the values on the diagonal here, which are the square roots of the AVEs, would have to be higher than any of the correlations among the latent variables for there to not be any problem with discriminant validity here. And that seems to be the case. So that rule does not pick up the problem that I created. But here, interestingly enough, there is a rule for convergent validity which says that each of the indicators should have a loading of zero point 0.5 or higher with its latent variable. And as I can see, they are all greater than zero point 0.5 except for this one, which is the offending indicator. So this highlights what I was trying to say before, that measurement model validation is a holistic uh, endeavor because you may check for something and then pick up another problem. And if I were looking for discriminant validity violations, I would look for cross loadings greater than zero point 0.5. And I don't have any. I have one that is close, associated with the offending indicator. But what I can clearly see is that there is a violation of convergent validity rule for that offending indicator. So it's telling me there is something wrong with my measurement model, but it's not a discriminant validity test that is doing that. FCVIFs, there is one that is a little bit higher than the others, but again, not above the threshold that is normally used at 3.3 to suggest a discriminant validity problem. Let's see the HTMT ratios. Again, we have a higher one here than the others, but not higher than 0.85 or zero point 0.9, so it doesn't seem to indicate any problem with discriminant validity. Let's take a look at the HTMT2 ratios. Again, one coefficient that is a little bit higher than the others, but not greater than 0.85 or more conservatively zero point 0.9 to suggest a violation of discriminant validity. So All of the major criteria used for discriminant validity assessment do not work here, but the one for convergent validity assessment does seem to indicate a problem, which would tell me to remove project management from this latent variable and possibly consider including it with including it in the latent variable associated with the higher cross-loading. So this concludes this demo, and the main goal of this demo is to make the point that um, measurement model assessment is a holistic endeavor. Uh, Sometimes you apply some tests that end up indicating problems that are not exactly the problems that are in the model, but that lead you to the right solution nevertheless. So this concludes this demo.